What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the recording where you may have missed over the weekend. We had another individual decide to use their vehicle as a weapon against DHS/ICE officers.
Stop it. Get some help.
And this time it was in Laredo, Texas. The results very similar. It seems like, I don't know, maybe these people are all being inspired by each other, except in this particular case, instead of the officers protecting their own lives, they, I believe, risked other lives by trying to use the non-life-taking method.
Ah, shit. Had to go again.
And we've got that. We've also got another incident with an officer in Arizona. These people are being radicalized. They're being encouraged to be even rougher, to be even crazier with ICE officers. And that's because of people like Tim Walz and Mayor Fry and Democrat leaders who are not actually in the streets doing anything.
To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here.
What I do?
Let's take a look at this first video. So here's Laredo, Texas. Here's some Karen filming it. And I think this is a really important learning experience here, because this is why that I support them using the ultimate force against these people. We'll talk about that. Here's the video. So they've got somebody pulled over here. I believe they're in this white SUV. Let's see if I can zoom in a little. This is a vertical video format. Not much I can do here. They're trying to run. They're obviously dealing. It looks like he's trying to grab him through the window. Here's what it looks like. Refusing to stop. Then he backs up. There was an officer behind the vehicle. I don't know if he hit him or not. And then now they pull and draw. And again, this moment right now in every one of their minds is probably like, oh no, I don't want some radical judge saying that, you know, I went too far. Because instead of taking out the driver, they instead do this. So they took out the wheels. All right. Let's see how that works for them. This is why you take out the driver. This is for all the libs that are like, oh, why didn't they just shoot the steering wheel? Why didn't they shoot out the wheels? Let's see how good this works. Nope, he just drove away. Didn't stop him. Looks like an officer got bumped at least there. I think that he was okay. He just kind of popped right up. And they got away. And now they have to go chase him. Again, this is why I support using the full force that they have. Because now, let's say now I found no additional information on this, so hopefully, you know, they just apprehended him further up the road. But let's say maybe this individual just kept on running, and then a civilian who was walking on the sidewalk where they drove, you know, lost their life. And now they have to go participate in a high-speed chase with a vehicle with a blown out tire. So again, this is why what happened to Renee Good is their own fault, first and foremost. But never once in my mind did I ever doubt that officer did what he's supposed to do. Now we've got somebody driving recklessly, missing a tire, probably goes up the road and causes an accident somewhere else. This is why you take out the driver. But now all these cops are afraid to do their job because Democrats are out here saying, you know, that if you do that, if you protect yourself, then you should go to jail. Right? The video posts have circulated widely on social media, but authorities have not yet released an official account of the circumstances just happening right now, or whether anyone was injured. Well, I'm assuming that this ended up in a car wreck somewhere. And if anybody further up the road was injured, it's going to be that officer's fault for not doing what he's supposed to do. Now, I understand why they ended up saying, well, I'm not trying to go to jail. I'm not trying to have my life ruined, so I'm going to take out a tire. But if you notice, like this is for all the leftoids out there, if you notice, it didn't stop the vehicle. In fact, they just carried right on. You know, and it's we don't know yet if anybody's been injured, but again, looks like, I mean, it's entirely possible that they were. We also had this, which the media quickly skipped over. 34-year-old Arizona man taken out by Border Patrol was fleeing during a human smuggling investigation. And while he was doing so, fired on a Border Patrol helicopter. Did you notice the mainstream media? This is another idiot that self-terminated, you know, that Border Patrol took out this week. A man who the FBI said had a criminal history of human smuggling was charged with counts, on Wednesday, a day after he was wounded by a Border Patrol agent in Arizona after firing at a helicopter. Did you notice, again, anybody in the mainstream media talking about this one? No. These people who work for Border Patrol, their job is extremely dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Every single day, it seems like they're getting fired on. They're getting, being put in self-defense situations, being put in their own type of situation where they have to defend themselves. Mainstream media doesn't care about that. They're like, but Renee Good was a lesbian and she should have been able to allow to run that guy over. Now, just so you know, if that guy didn't do what he did in Minnesota, she probably would have ran him all the way over. Right? He had to protect himself. Here we have 10 miles south. Schlegel got a lead injection after a foot chase following an officer's stop and spotted his vehicle. It had multiple people inside. Later, Border Patrol agents recognized what he believed to be a vehicle that conducted a traffic stop. Nano said the driver, who is now the only person inside, got out, ran away. The agent gave foot on chase. Shots were fired from the suspect, and the agent returned fire. The suspect was hit. Schlegel was running and being chased on foot when he fired towards a helicopter piloted by Customs Borders Control agent, ICE agent. Well, Border Patrol and ICE are a little bit different, but same organization, basically. Now, in this case, no law enforcement officers were injured. But again, this was Wednesday into Thursday last week. Did you see anybody covering this? No, because it doesn't fit their narrative, right? It doesn't fit their narrative. And again, U.S. Attorney's Office seeks full accountability. We have to allow our law enforcement officials to do their job. I have an interesting little story to wrap this up with, because it's a little left turn at the end, but I wanted it to be happy. I wanted to have a happy ending here. Comedian Ben Bankus reacts to having 6 sold-out shows canceled after a video of him mocking Renee Good went viral. Her last name was Good. That's what I said after they took her out. Bankus said in the footage shared on Instagram. The comedy club in Minnesota canceled 6 sold-out shows featuring comedian Ben Bankus. Don't know who he is. That doesn't mean anything. I don't spend a lot of time in the comedy world. Cancellations came after he shared a clip from his show in Poughkeepsie, New York, several days after Good, a mom of 3, she abandoned her first 2 kids. I noticed People magazine didn't do the hard-hitting work to know that. And instead of being a good mother to her only kid that she had custody of, she was out LARPing as a revolutionary in the street. In the video, let's see here. Here's the video. Okay. By the way, you can follow me on Instagram at The Quartering News. The Quartering was taken, so I post different content there.
Silence for Renee Good.
Uh-oh. Okay, so his audience knows.
Really hope that dog's okay.
Yeah.
And her pet.
Too soon, someone yelled.
That's what you don't want when you're dealing with the police, your lesbian wife. Just, drive, baby, drive.
He's right. 100% true.
Oh.
So
yeah, her last name was Good. That's what I said after they shot her. Renee, Good. She's dead.
Oh my God.
No, I joke. I honestly, I'm. You know, I'm not a liberal, so I don't celebrate the death of people that I didn't hate her. I didn't know her. I mean, now that I know her, I hated her.
Yeah.
But that's the left's Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
They're gonna get shirts. I am Renee Good. I am a dumb, retarded lesbian.
All right. Okay. I follow this guy. Yeah. It's very. So now they're canceling shows. The left is completely allergic to any level of self-reflection or personal accountability, and that's how we end up in these situations. And now they're canceling shows, comedy shows, because of it, which is pretty pathetic. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you have yet, subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.